What if I told you one footballer changed the game on the pitch and the entire business around it off the pitch? Let's spill the tea on David Beckham. Hey, it's Emma, and I am in a total vibing mood today, like iced latte energy with a side of receipts. So, David Beckham, English footballer, global brand, and honestly a walking masterclass in set pieces and marketing. He came up at Manchester United, did the Galactico thing at Real Madrid, shook up Major League Soccer with LA Galaxy, took winter loans at AC Milan, and closed it out at Paris Saint-Germain. Then, plot twist, he goes executive mode and becomes president and co-owner of Inter Miami. That's not just a career, that's a franchise. Okay. Story time. A few years back, I went to this UNICEF gala in London. UNICEF is the United Nations Children's Agency, and they do these big, glitzy charity auctions. I'm in this room of sequins, serious money, and waiters balancing champagne like Olympic events. And then, you know when the air changes because someone walks in who is actually famous. That was Beckham. Tailored suit, number 23 energy even without the shirt. Victoria was there too. The fashion designer and former Spice Girl, looking like the word iconic invented her. I'm trying to act normal, which means failing, clutching my bidding paddle like a fan. The auction heats up over a signed shirt, crowd gets spicy, and Beckham does this small, low-key thing. He leans into the auctioneer, the person controlling the whole circus, with a microphone and drama. Suddenly there are two shirts. Double the money for the kids. No confetti cannons, no look at me. Just a nod, a smile, and boom, more funds raised. I was like, okay, charisma is a contact sport. The man makes eye contact with you, and your brain goes buffering. And then this tiny moment. I drop my paddle, because of course I do. He picks it up, hands it back, and says something simple like, "You good?" That's it. Not me melting over 3 syllables. But here's the point, the presence, the awareness, that blend of superstar and human. It clicked for me that night. Beckham isn't just a footballer, he's a connector. That's why brands follow him, why fans forgive, and why he could move an entire league strategy in the US. All right, let's unwrap this. As a player, Beckham was that right midfielder with a heat-seeking cross and a free kick that curved like a designer lamp. Eli 5. A set piece is when the ball is still for a restart, like a free kick or a corner. For Beckham, those moments were basically cheat codes. In 1999, he took both corners that led to Manchester United's injury time comeback in the Champions League final. That's delivering under a blinking red light. He won league titles in England, Spain, the United States, and France, making him the only English player to win league titles in 4 countries. He hit 100 Champions League appearances, captained England for years, and yes, that halfway line goal in 1996 remains the definition of audacity. Off the field, he was and is a brand engine. Real Madrid's Galacticos strategy. Quick definition. Recruit the biggest stars on earth and turn football into a traveling blockbuster. He wore number 23 to honor Michael Jordan, which is cross-sport branding genius. Then comes 2007. MLS, that's the US Pro League, literally changes its rules to sign him. The designated player rule, a salary cap exception to bring in marquee names. He lands at LA Galaxy. Jersey pre-sales explode. Season tickets go wild. Corporate deals line up. He didn't just join a league. He bent an entire business model, and later used a contract clause to buy into an expansion team. Hello, Inter Miami, debuting in 2020. That is long game slay. Important people checkpoint. Sir Alex Ferguson, if you're new, is Manchester United's legendary manager and a specialist in turning teenagers into serial winners. He gave Beckham the platform and the standards. It wasn't all hugs. In 2003, there was the infamous dressing room boot incident. Accounts differ whether Ferguson threw it or kicked it, but it cut Beckham over the eye, and the pictures fed a tabloid frenzy. Still, that tough love factory produced the treble in 1999 and made Beckham an adult in a pressure cooker. And then Victoria Beckham, fashion designer, business force, and yes, posh spice. People love to frame her as the spotlight problem, but actually, together they built a modern power brand. The scrutiny was brutal at times. Think 90s and 2000s paparazzi chaos. Yet the synergy was real. While he was bending free kicks, she was crafting a label, and together they expanded the definition of what an athlete's life can look like. Also, they raised a family under microscope-level attention. I mean, not me, but me. I would have moved to Mars. Now, the big messy question we still argue about in pubs. 2002. Beckham breaks a metatarsal before the World Cup after a tackle by Aldo Ducher, an Argentine midfielder at Deportivo La Coruña. British media pushed speculation that it was deliberate because England were set to face Argentina. Receipts time. There's no conclusive evidence of intent. It was a hard tackle in a Champions League match, period. My take, the speculation says more about our need for villains than anything. And for Beckham, who was already carrying the weight from that 1998 red card at the World Cup, it just poured more pressure onto a healing foot and a nation's expectations. He still made the World Cup and scored against Argentina from the spot, but you could feel the narrative machine grinding his bones. Beyond the controversies, don't forget the philanthropy receipts. He became a UNICEF ambassador in 2005, launched the Seven Fund in 2015, and when he joined Paris Saint-Germain in 2013, he donated his entire salary to a local children's charity. That is not a PR puff. That is money on the table. Also, he retires after winning Ligue 1 with PSG, with his final home game including, of course, an assist from a corner. Start to finish, delivery. Okay, pause, because the pop culture footprint is ridiculous. In 2002, a Channel 4 poll put that halfway line goal among the greatest sporting moments. In 2007, he's on Sports Illustrated, in a W magazine spread with Victoria shot by Stephen Klein, and in an Adidas campaign that paired soccer with American football. He lives rent-free in our media brain. I still want the definitive biopic that nails the set-piece science, the celebrity machine, and the quiet discipline. Give me the corners in slow motion, the boardroom clauses, and the paparazzi gauntlet. I will bring snacks. Next time, we are diving into the glamorous world of another iconic British figure. Who is it? A rocker, a royal, or a runway rebel? Stay tuned. So that's the tea, folks. Major food for thought, right? Later.